7 Little Johnstons, Amber desperate, terrified of show ending? I will explain everything. Never miss this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Fans of 7 Little Johnstons have often expressed how much Amber Johnston enjoys controlling every aspect of her family's life. Is Amber clinging to the reins because she fears the program may be canceled soon? Especially since all of her kids are growing up. Are fans of 7 Little Johnstons disinterested in season 14? Many viewers have complained that the current season of 7 Little Johnstons is dull, despite the fact that many are still paying attention to the scenes. Liz Johnston and her pregnancy with Bryce Bolden have been the main plot points. Many argue that this is insufficient to carry the season. Though, Little People, Big World is one of the shows that has reached 25 seasons. Considering how the 7 Little Johnstons scenes are going, some fans don't think this TLC show will last that long. Some even speculate that the show's demise is imminent. The desire for Anna Johnston to have her own show is another issue that most 7 Little Johnstons fans can agree on. Viewers of 7 Little Johnstons are fed up with the way Anna has been treated by TLC family members for years. Anna Johnston has flourished in a number of ways despite her family members' mistreatment of her. Her list of achievements is astounding and includes taping the TLC show, having her own home, running a thriving business, and graduating from college. 7 Little Johnstons. Will Amber show up soon? Amber is desperate for control. For years, fans had chastised Amber Johnston for interfering in her kids' lives. She still has a lot of influence over her children, even though they are all now adults. According to some admirers, Amber is keeping control even more tightly now that all of her kids are becoming self-sufficient. According to that line of reasoning, a lot of viewers of 7 Little Johnstons believe Amber Johnston is afraid the show would be canceled now that the kids are growing up and living on their own without their parents. The show would also lose a significant source of revenue if it were to be put on the cutting block. As a result, viewers of 7 Little Johnstons even accuse Amber of interfering further in an effort to provide TLC with additional material to shoot in order to guarantee the show's continuation in subsequent seasons. Trent and Amber Johnston are talking for the first time about their nephew's almost tragic vehicle accident. During their recent hospital visit, the two 7 Little Johnstons stars posted a series of black and white pictures of their nephew on their shared Instagram profile on Sunday. In the first, he was seen wearing a neck brace and intubated while laying in a hospital bed. In a second, he was seen in the same room, still with monitors, a neck brace, and what looked like drainage tubes. Trent was helping him with a snack, and he was propped up and aware. Until this point, family and close friends have kept the accident a private matter. The TLC personalities wrote in the caption, explaining that they are sharing the frightening event 2 months after it happened in order to give their nephew accurate information. An SUV struck the couple's adult nephew, who is also a little person, while he was returning to his car after he had been evaluating the damage to his and another driver's vehicles in what was called a fender bender. On July 19, according to the September 22 upload, he suffered from a cerebral bleed, ocular fracture, trimalleolar ankle fracture, ruptured liver and spleen, cervical fracture, and aortic dissection. He's alive, miraculously, the post went on, and he didn't have any brain damage. It is thought that his chest structure, which is a result of his dwarfism, is what saved his life. Their nephew isn't through the woods yet. He is still recuperating from the severe trauma, even though the family is thankful for the outcome of the terrible catastrophe. The couple's statement ended with a touching homage to their nephew. As he says, "For his 40th birthday this week, he's over the hill, but he ain't through the woods yet. The journey continues to be long and windy, but we are grateful the journey exists, and he's alive," they wrote. Trent's health scare and issues play out on 7 Little Johnstons in recent seasons. Trent Johnston, star of the popular TLC series 7 Little Johnstons, has been battling a number of health problems. In the most recent season, the reality star has been dealing with several health scares. In the episode that aired on April 7, Trent learns the findings of his gallbladder scan, which suggests that his problems may be related to his gallbladder. What is Trent's current situation? Do the Johnstons have a better idea of what's causing Trent's stomach pain? Based on Amber's postings on social media, we know the following. On social media, Amber and Trent have been largely silent on Trent's health problems in recent months, but on March 5, Amber shared a photo of Trent in the hospital, showing that his stomach problems are still present. Hoping for answers is how the reality star captioned the picture, although she didn't go into further detail. The reality couple's photo was inundated with well wishes from fans, many of whom shared their ideas on Trent's possible problems as well as words of encouragement. While some fans thought his symptoms were indicative of gallbladder problems, others simply prayed for the couple's speedy recovery. One user commented, "I have seen a lot of people that have the same problems. Every test revealed that everything was normal. In any case, they asked to have their gallbladder removed, and their issues were fixed. I am also experiencing the same situation. I was in the hospital for 5 days straight until they found it," said another admirer. "In excruciating discomfort, I refused to leave despite the several examinations. I'm praying for Trent to get confirmed." The reality star received messages of encouragement, prayers, and thoughts from others. According to what we could gather, Amber has not yet made Trent's diagnosis public. However, viewers will have the opportunity to follow Trent's progress on the most recent season of 7 Little Johnstons. Although it doesn't appear like the reality family has yet to determine the cause of Trent's stomach trouble, Amber has shared numerous updates on his health over the past few years. Amber thanked followers for their support in February 2019 after sharing another photo of Trent in the hospital. "We hope to discover answers, even though it wasn't exactly how we wanted to spend the night," she posted, #severe abdominal pain, #going in 4 months, on Instagram. So all tests have revealed no explanation for the ongoing pain. I did some research and have him on a dietary regimen that seems to be helping. Amber stated in a follow-up Instagram story, "Cheers. I definitely appreciate all of your concerns," the post said. They weren't sure what was causing the pain at the time, but they suspected that his stomach problems might have been caused by something he ate, as previously reported. At some point this season, hopefully, the family will receive some answers. TLC broadcasts new episodes of 7 Little Johnstons every Tuesday at 10 p.m. ET/9 p.m. CT. You can get the most recent news on entertainment and TV coverage here in the interim. 7 Little Johnstons, 10 Ways Amber Changed for the Worse Since Season 1 on 7 Little Johnstons. Amber Johnston has undergone a metamorphosis, and it hasn't always been a positive one. The mother of 5 manages to be the best parent she can be while juggling a lot of obligations. But it appears that she may now be feeling the effects of the stress and burden of everything 7. The family has spent a large portion of their lives in front of the camera, and Little Johnstons Season 13 has concluded. With her spouse, Trent Johnston, by her side, Amber has successfully negotiated motherhood as their children have reached adulthood. There are numerous ways in which the matriarch of the Johnston family has altered over the seasons from Season 1. Amber had a lighthearted and carefree parenting style when 7 Little Johnstons initially premiered. She didn't tighten the restraints, but she still wanted their children to behave well and make wise decisions. Amber had enough faith in them to become somewhat independent on their own, whether that meant learning to drive or swim. Amber comes out as more controlling now that the children are older, particularly when it comes to their love relationships and professional decisions. While it's vital to offer direction and counsel when required, Amber frequently overreacts with her opinions and denies her older children the freedom to live their own lives. Amber's optimistic approach to managing the turmoil of having 5 kids in one house during Season 1 of 7 Little Johnstons was admirable. Having a close-knit family was something she made seem like fun, and she never let a crisis or a few setbacks affect her. Amber could be a solid support system for her family because she always recovered. Amber now appears to be disconnected from that aspect of herself. Even something as basic as delivering her son Alex Johnston to the airport or helping her daughter Emma Johnston get ready for homecoming is frequently tainted by her pessimistic outlook. Amber's rules for the 7 little Johnstons have gotten harsher. Since her oldest son, Jonah Johnston, is turning his life around and her oldest daughter, Elizabeth Johnston, is making significant progress in her life, she should feel more at ease now that her children are older. In this crucial period in her children's life, Amber is surprisingly doing the exact opposite and wants them to listen to her even more while denying them many options. She is preventing them from having their freedom or independence by imposing her expectations and opinions on them. Regretfully, Amber has shown on 7 Little Johnstons that she doesn't believe her children will grow from their errors. Her involvement in her children's lives has steadily increased to the point where she is interfering and perhaps destroying their entire future. She has gotten worse at getting involved in every part of Jonah's life, especially since his Delta 8 drug incident. Reading his texts with his longtime girlfriend Ashley and offering her advice on why they should distance themselves from one another didn't seem like a problem to Amber. In more recent episodes of 7 Little Johnstons, Amber has begun to reveal her actual self. Her enthusiasm and love for her children has swiftly turned into anxiety and concern for everything they do. Amber didn't exhibit any enthusiasm for her daughter, Anna Johnston, especially when she was planning to move out and start this significant new chapter in her life. When her daughter attempted to convey how she was making her feel, Amber brought her to tears and continued to point fingers and find fault with Anna. Rather than offering Anna consolation, she became irate, removed her microphone, and abruptly stopped talking. Amber's priorities have been seen to progressively change over the seasons in 7 Little Johnstons. She wanted her kids to grow up to be self-sufficient people who could think for themselves and make their own decisions. Since the children have reached that point in their life, Amber's focus on doing what's best for them no longer appears to be the primary goal. Over time, Amber has come to feel that her opinions are the best rather than letting her children make their own decisions. When Anna stated that she didn't want to date little people, Amber's perspective clearly changed. Amber argued that she didn't want an average-sized person to date her merely because of her size, and she persisted in telling her that she simply hadn't found the proper small person yet. The whole family has entered the realm of reality celebrity thanks to 7 Little Johnstons, but it appears that Amber's head is receiving the most attention. As the show's popularity has grown over the years, her personality and demeanor have steadily changed. Amber manages to be in the spotlight even when the cameras aren't on 7 Little Johnstons. She has been active on TikTok, regularly sharing videos under the family's Team 7 Lidge account. Amber takes part in activities, performs skits, and displays her dancing skills. Given that the Johnston children are now older, capable, self-aware, and capable of taking care of themselves, Amber should have more patience. She seems to be less patient than ever on 7 Little Johnstons, for whatever reason. Growing up inevitably involves making errors, but Amber constantly comes across as annoyed and frustrated. She nearly always comes across as disturbed and irritated that her children didn't listen to her in the first place, rather than offering them support and understanding so they can learn from it. Amber appears to be quite close to her children both in real life and on 7 Little Johnstons. She had interests and pastimes while they were younger, which provided her with something else to focus on. Amber doesn't offer her kids much freedom to do anything without her constant presence, even though it's vital to be involved and present in their life. On 7 Little Johnstons, Amber and Trent have always been close, but in more recent seasons, they have overindulged in their relationship. Amber has no difficulty discussing their love life on TV or TikTok under their family Team 7 Lidge account, rather than keeping some facts private and behind closed doors. Even while it's fantastic that Amber and Trent still have feelings for one another after 28 years of marriage, not everything should be made public. Here's what Trent and Amber Johnston actually do for a living: the popular TLC program Seven Little Johnstons, which follows the endearing couple as they deal with life with dwarfism alongside their 5 children, made Trent and Amber Johnston famous. Since its premiere in 2015, the program has continued to grow, as seen by the enormous, stunning new property they recently acquired in Forsyth, Georgia. The Johnstons are making a respectable living these days, despite the fact that they are still a typical family in many respects. According to reality TV producer Terrence Michael, reality TV families usually receive about 10% of the money spent on each show, as reported by E! News. As a result, the Johnstons will make $30,000 if the budget is $300,000. That money might quickly go if they had to pay for college and feed 5 children in addition to themselves. Fortunately, though, the contented pair continue to work at their day jobs despite the contact from TLC. The stars of Seven Little Johnstons kept their day. Amber is a licensed realtor, currently working for Washburn and Associates, as per Zillow. Her profile enthuses she's dedicated to getting you the results you deserve. Whether it is listing and selling your property or finding you the perfect property to call home. The kids support Amber 100%, with Elizabeth gushing to TLC. "We are super proud of Mom for becoming a real estate agent. Now that she's back to work, she may not be here most of the time, but she always works around our schedule. And we are super duper happy for her, and we're very thankful to her for all that she's done." The Johnstons previously discussed possibly starting a business together. However, Amber noted there is a lot of risk involved in opening your own mom and pop shop. "We're risking losing the house, losing the cars. We don't know what tomorrow brings," Liev Distractify. It's unclear what happened with that plan, but given how much the couple's careers have blossomed in the past 5 years, the sky's clearly the limit for them. Seven Little Johnstons. Trent and Amber's 10 worst parenting mistakes. On Seven Little Johnstons, Trent and Amber Johnston have made some significant parenting errors from which they haven't been able to fully bounce back. The couple hasn't always made the finest decisions as parents despite their undeniable love for their 5 kids. It has undoubtedly affected their relationship with their children, regardless of whether they believed they were acting morally. The Seven Little Johnstons family of 7 is the largest known family of achondroplasia dwarfs in the world, according to TLC, and the show focuses on their lives together. Jonah and Elizabeth Liz Johnston are Trent and Amber's biological children. They also adopted Anna, Emma, and Alex Johnston. Trent and Amber are invested in their children's life and are proud of them, just like any other excellent parents. That hasn't stopped them from making some significant errors along the way, though. Now let's examine 11 parenting errors that the couple from Seven Little Johnstons has made with their 5 kids. Emma's sisters Liz and Anna assisted her in getting ready for the big night while she was getting ready for her homecoming dance. They helped her choose a dress, and Liz did her hair and cosmetics. Emma's preparation for the dance was complicated, though, because Amber was involved. Before Emma's mother approved of a look that she didn't think was the equal of a boulevard worker, she tried a number of various makeup looks. Emma wasn't given the finest impression by Amber's rigid and domineering standards regarding her hair and makeup on Seven Little Johnstons. It wasn't a smooth ride on Seven Little Johnstons when it came time to bring Alex to the airport so he could go see his love Allie in Ohio. Amber failed to factor in the traffic and the time it would take to get a parking spot once they got there. Even though she was worried that Alex might miss his flight, she failed to help him manage his time or boost his confidence. Since it was his first flight, he was already anxious about what to do and where to go once he arrived at the airport. Her demeanor on the drive there wasn't helpful. Her annoyance at not knowing where to park didn't either. It appears that Trent and Amber have held their daughter Anna to a different standard than her siblings throughout the Seven Little Johnstons seasons. She is regarded as the rebellious and free-spirited member of her family, and her parents frequently scold her. After spending the first 4 years of her life in a Russian orphanage, Anna found it difficult to build relationships after being taken in by Amber and Trent. Anna has come a long way since she became an adult. Amber acknowledges that she made a mistake in her early years, though, and believes she could have assisted her transition more emotionally. Alex has been regarded as the family's baby since the start of Seven Little Johnstons. Although he is the youngest, Trent and Amber still give him a lot of attention despite the fact that he is now a teenager. His siblings have been irritated by his whining and lack of maturity and independence over the years. As he approaches adulthood, his parents' treatment of him will only cause him more problems down the road. Liz's parents quickly became engaged as her relationship with her boyfriend Bryce on Seven Little Johnstons began to take a more serious turn. Liz and Bryce began searching for a house they could call their own because they intended to move in together. Trent and Amber intervened rather than letting them work it out on their own and actually take that step toward independence. They shared their thoughts on the subject. Even at the age of 21, Liz's parents continued to prevent her from maturing and learning from her mistakes. During the previous seasons of Seven Little Johnstons, Anna told Trent and Amber that she would like to work at a hair salon. Her proposal was not necessarily supported by her parents. They believed that in order to lay a strong basis for success, she needed to go to college. If her dreams of being a cosmetologist didn't pan out, it would be helpful. They did, however, provide her the chance to work as a job shadow at a hair salon. They didn't try to help or encourage her when she had a bad day. Jonah's parents weren't convinced that he could make a profession out of selling cars when he came home and discussed the idea with them. They said he should aim for something more steady because depending on commissions and sales can result in inconsistent revenue. Making it work can be difficult. Even though their heart-to-heart was supposed to be affectionate and enlightening on Seven Little Johnstons, Jonah demonstrated that he was capable of succeeding in the role. Trent currently has a job at a car dealership. High school sweethearts Liz and Bryce have remained together on Seven Little Johnstons long into adulthood. As they grow older and their relationship becomes more serious, Trent and Amber continue to establish limits. They have expressed their disapproval of an intimate relationship between them and have become engaged in their personal affairs. When Trent and Amber acknowledged that they had read Jonah's texts with his girlfriend, Ashley, they went beyond their parental bounds. Ashley has been Jonah's girlfriend for a long time. He is 23 years old. Then his parents precluded him. They discussed the incident on TLC's Seven Little Johnstons. They didn't necessarily think their actions were improper, though. They searched Jonah's phone and reviewed his texts after his Delta 8 drug incident to see if there was anything more going on. After that, they sat down with Ashley and Jonah and shared their thoughts on their relationship. After having a heated discussion with Trent and Amber, Jonah and Ashley decided to stand back and reconsider their relationship on Seven Little Johnstons. They heard what they had to say and realized that taking their time to think things through would benefit them both. Jonah's mental problems and drug scare began to negatively impact their relationship. Their breakup was partly caused by Trent and Amber's advice to avoid making snap decisions. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.